Hi, TheSuffolkRam here for Around Nerds. Welcome to my review of Doctor Who Episode 11 of Series 9, Heaven Sent. There may be some minor spoilers ahead, so if you're not being spoiled, turn off now. So the episode kicks off pretty much straight away from last week's episode, with the Doctor having been pushed into a corner by Ashilda, or Me as she was then being referred to, having been pushed into a corner by her, and having to basically teleport himself to this strange place. Also, obviously, minor spoiler ahead, he did at the end of last week's episode lose Clara. So he's also grieving for her and sort of occasionally tries to talk to her. So he finds himself in this strange castle. And while he's there, he's being pursued by this bizarre creature, which is something of his nightmares. He describes it as a horrific situation and memory he had as a child, and this creature sort of seems to have popped out of that. And the creature never stops. It's got some really neat features about it. The creature there's like TVs put all around the castle, and the creature he can see what the creature can see, so you can actually see the creature as it's pursuing and following. I thought that was neat. I don't feel I've seen that before in any other sort of styles of shows. I mean, I'm sure it has been done before. I just probably don't watch enough films, but I found that quite a really neat feature and quite a subtle feature. I started thinking, why has no game ever done this? Because it seems such a logical thing to do. And it's being pursued, and he's basically got to figure out a way out. And without spoiling too much, the way he gets out I thought was very clever. I didn't work out straight away. I sort of got the subtle hint before the big reveal of how he's going to get out. Before the big reveal, I got the sort of subtle hint of how he's going to do it. Or something struck me a bit odd. He tells a story and he gets a bit further in the story every time. That's what I'm going to say. Which I thought was quite clever. And I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I thought I was edges of my seat pretty much the whole time. Once it sort of got the sort of fear there and going there, I was really much the edge of my seat the whole episode. It made me think an awful lot of there's a computer game called Haunting Ground, which some of you may or may not remember. It's a PS2 game. I remember playing it. It must be about 2005. I think I played it. It's going back a while. And that's actually in some ways very similar premise. Your the player character is common name, your young girl, I believe. Yeah, young girl, sort of person, late teens, sort of early 20s, and you're trapped in a castle being pursued by these creatures, and you have to escape through your wits or through hiding, rather than actually any sort of combat escape, apart from the boss battles. And that was that was a very great little game. And I was thinking that in the back of my head the whole time I was watching this episode. I was thinking that. Other nice feature in the castle has a sort of strange place about it. It rotates. Made me think of the film Cube, which I don't think was a very good film, but made me think of that film when I was watching it, how the whole castle rotates itself and changes its formation. So I found it a brilliant little episode. It was actually quite interesting because it explored the Doctor's thought processes in the episode, explore how he sort of thinks a little bit. And I suppose I'm not sure whether it's meant to be to show how clever he was, or how that he basically does things without thinking about them all the time, and all these little things he does, which seem to have been innocuous and sort of don't really make any sense, actually have a purpose. But he thinks the purpose afterwards. So there's a scene where and without wishing to spoil it, there's a scene where he's falling, and he basically goes to this thought bubble, and in doing so, he has to think about what information he's gathered to allow him to work out his escape. And he uses all the information he has picked up doing innocuous things, but he's worked out exactly how he's going to escape. And I thought that was really quite neat and clever. It does it a few times throughout the episode. But brilliant little episode. Really, really good. Character-wise, what not to speak about, because basically it's a solo episode, and it was brilliant. Peter Capaldi was doing an absolute blinder of an episode. It was his acting style was phenomenal. The way he talked, it's quite hard, I think, for an actor to pull off doing a long bit all by themselves. That he pulled off masterfully, and I thought absolutely brilliant. There is a brief cameo by Clara in it, but very, very brief. But absolutely fantastic how he played it. I can't really. Obviously, there's no other characters to talk about, so there's not really much else to say really, but. Brilliant all the same. Production of it is an episode written by Moffat, and it's Moffat back on form. Last season, he's very much a hit and miss writer as Moffat. It used to be that any episode he wrote were very good. And then when he sort of took full control of the series, I felt his episodes were very hit and miss. Sometimes they were too complicated. Sometimes they were left too many questions unanswered, which would get later answered, but they would be over such a long time frame. Some would have thought were rather poor. This episode is the right balance of it's quite an complicated, involves typical Moffat story, but it makes sense when you watch it. Towards as you get to the end, it all sort of clicks into place very nicely. I found that really quite good. So, special effects wise, really neat. The castle and the way it rotates was good. The bits where you see the castle and the sea were neat. I like the little callback they had to the parts of the sort of first episode, or to last episode's little metallic disc that Doctor carries around. There's a little callback to it, and you finally find out what the disc is all about. I found that quite neat and interesting. And we also got some more information. Well, we had the big reveal about who the hybrid was, which I won't spoil. Some of you may have guessed it already, but I'm not going to spoil it for you anyway. Overall, I really enjoyed Heaven Sent. I thought it was a brilliant, well-paced, well-written episode. I like the monster design in it. Thought that was clever. I like the way he was defeated. I thought that was very clever. I like the way Doctor got out of it. All of it was just superb. Edge of my seat, viewing, and it ended way too. I was. It's one of those episodes where it ends. You think, really, has it been 50 minutes already? It was just like it was just perfect in every way. I really enjoyed it. This has been such a good series, and it looks like we're going to have a fantastic send off. Which compared to last year's, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for next week's episode. I won't spoil anything because obviously it's a bit. I'm sure you'll sin on the internet half the things about it. But next week, I'm really looking forward to it. I cannot wait for it. So very much for watching. I've been TheSuffolkRam. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. I've got other reviews on other things. We do game reviews. We do podcasts. Well, we will be resuming them shortly. We do podcasts. We do all sorts, let's plays, all sorts on here. So if you like that sort of stuff, if you like a bit of us talking about nerding, I've got a few other projects that I want to work on the pipeline, please subscribe. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on next week on my final well, it won't be my final, my episode 12 review. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, see you then. Thank you.